Hello. We're here and we're live.
We are live.
Deckheads. Chief Stews with Anna and Molly.
We are the Chief Stews.
I painted my face blue. I just took a marker. I was like, to match my this week's what is it called? Hawaiian shirt. I really have this all figured out. My mom just texted me.
What did she say?
I don't know. Sometimes she just like sends me screenshots of letters that came in the house for me.
Oh, my mom does that too, but you know what she does? She makes it into a mysterious phone call where she's like, Molly, I have to talk to you. And then I like call back all worried. And then she's like, a letter came for you.
Molly, we need to talk. How are you doing?
Can I open it and see what it says? Usually it's that. No,
Sure.
You can't. That's tampering with the mail.
Yeah, open it and then I'll call the police immediately. How are you doing today on this lovely Tuesday evening?
I'm good. I'm excited to talk about the sailing yacht this week.
Season 2, episode 2 of Below Deck Sailing Yacht.
The yacht that sails. I sent you earlier this Rolling Stone interview with Steven Soderbergh. I looked up how it's pronounced. It's Soderbergh. Where somebody asked him about why he likes Below Deck, because he publishes a list of everything he watches of his viewing consumption habits that had a lot of Below Deck on it. So they said, what's up with you and Below Deck? Mm-hmm. I thought his answer was very interesting. I wanted to read it on the show.
Please do.
Part of our continued campaign to lure Steven Soderbergh onto Chief Stews.
Be pretty amazing.
Pretty cool. He said, somebody told me about Below Deck, I'm pretty sure. The reason I think Below Deck is just ridiculously engaging is it's about work. It's about how to problem solve at work, about clashing personalities, and about expectations. It's about error correction. As I posted years ago, as a sort of human experiment, this is the stuff that Stanley Milgram got fired for. Putting people into situations like this and seeing how they react. It's kind of crazy that this is a thing that we do. What I like about the show is that shit's going on, whether or not there are cameras there. They didn't create a business to then make a TV show out of it. This is a business that exists, and then somebody thought this could be an interesting show. And then he goes on to talk about how the production is incredible because you never see the cameras, which is especially incredible on Sailing Yacht because it's so small. Truly, where do they put the crew of the show?
I had a friend who worked on it for a hot minute, and he said that they basically like exist in a little dinghy off to the side, like a lot of the like PAs and stuff to keep them out of the way. But then they like stay in hotels like on land. So obviously they don't stay on the boat overnight. And then they also have like night to day crews, so there will be like a few people who come at night just to like keep their eye on stuff.
To just review the camera in case anyone has sex in the middle of the night.
They're watching everything at all times.
I knew that they put them up in hotels on shore, but I guess they must just have a whole nother boat next to the sailing yacht that's like a crew sailing yacht, or probably not a sailing yacht, maybe just a crew boat. Because they can't even be in hotels on land right now.
I mean, they must like take over a hotel, like rent it out, like Bachelor style, right? And be like, this is where
Probably. That's what a lot of reality shows were doing, I think, was just like taking over, building a bubble.
Right. Or maybe doing like a bubble floor.
What's a bubble floor?
It's just a floor that they take out so no one else can stay on that floor. A bubble floor.
I was picturing like a physical floor that was like bubbles.
Yeah. It's a bubble floor.
Seemed fun.
Oh, my cat is acting a fool. He might make some noises in the background. Oh, dog
That's
just
cool.
ran
Same.
after the cat.
My cats just started fighting right before we started broadcasting because they knew we needed quiet.
As they do. Yeah, animals are like, oh, you're streaming on Twitch? Fuck you. And they start destroying everything. Now, should we do a quick... We're going to start talking about season 2, episode 2 of Below Deck Sailing real quick. But before that, Molly, I don't know, should we keep this to the end? The taste test of
Why don't we tease it now?
Okay.
And then we'll do it later.
Okay,
but
cool.
I did procure the coveted item that is the Coca-Cola coffee.
Yes.
That is new because I was tweeting about how I saw the ad campaign for it, which says it says like starts like a Coke, finishes like a coffee, which I thought was one of the least appealing slogans I'd ever heard.
That makes no sense.
It just was like, it made me think like, okay, so it's sugary and then it's stale. Like, is that's what it conveys to me. But I was doing jokes about how it's like those later seasons of Mad Men when Don like just stops giving a fuck and starts throwing out just crazy slogans. That's what it felt like to me. Kind of like the Burger King women belong in the kitchen thing. Like somebody just like, that was their first draft. And then they were like, great, we're doing this.
That starts out, I don't know, it sounds like they're basically saying like it's not as good later.
Right, but it's like what they're trying to say is like it's coffee and it's Coca-Cola together. I feel like there's other ways you could say that might make it sound more appealing. Even if it was just like it'll get you really fucked up.
Yeah.
It'll keep you going.
Or just like it tastes good. But it will also keep you awake more than is that too long? More than a normal Coke. This might be too long of a tagline.
But it explains it better than well anyway. This seemed related to our beloved espresso martini. So
yes.
Naturally we were like, let's continue thinking of beverages to drink out of a martini glass.
Oh, yes. Here we go. Here is my martini of sorts. It's what are they called? Espresso martini.
Espresso martini.
Let's see if it's
we found out where those came from, and it was London, Soho, in the late 90s, early 2000s.
I don't know if I love this. This is a bit much.
Maybe I should drink the Coke now to get me buzzed to do more of this recap. All right, I'll try one and then I'll try the other one because it comes in 3 flavors, ladies and gentlemen. There's a caramel flavor, a vanilla flavor, and a dark roast coffee.
Dark roast sounds terrible. Why would you want a dark roast Coke?
I'm going to pop it open and try it.
Okay. This espresso martini is terrible. We can put that away.
I mean, it definitely looks like a Coke. It doesn't look... I mean, I guess coffee and Coke look the same.
It's just dark.
There also was a coffee Coke already called Coca-Cola Black, apparently. BLAK. That was like very unpopular. So I don't know why they think this is a good idea again, but let's try it.
They're trying to like get it on the cold brew, like, you know. Oh.
It's okay.
It's okay. Okay.
What does it taste like?
I don't know.
It's very specific. I need to keep sipping on it to find out.
Does it taste like Coke and coffee combined?
Kinda, yeah. Kinda that's what it tastes like.
Okay.
But it tastes more like it's like a coffee flavored Coke.
Okay.
It's like a mocha Coke.
Okay.
It doesn't taste so much like there's coffee poured in it as though it had like a coffee flavored syrup added to it.
Would you put it on your preference sheet?
Yeah, maybe. If I needed to
Hmm.
be awake for the rock and roll party,
Now, so I'm curious if we can make a mixed drink out of that. So
you
like a
could for sure.
vodka, yeah, or like an espresso martini, or like a vodka soda, or no, what? Or like a vodka Red Bull.
A rum and coke and coffee.
Oh, a rum and coke and coffee. Oh,
I
someone
mean,
wrote.
it kind of tastes like you were drinking coffee out of a cup and then you sort of half-assedly washed it out and then you poured a Coke in it and now you're
Oh,
drinking Coke with
oh,
like some watered down iced coffee.
I see. Someone wrote. Jackson Cable TV wrote. When I sold timeshares, lots of. Did you work for the Siegel family? Lots of people drank a morning drink that was half hot coffee and half fountain Coke. Low key, kind of okay. Huh.
Okay, so this is what I found out also from tweeting about it is that a lot of people do drink Coke and coffee together. Uh
What?
yeah, under like various contexts, but specifically my internet friend Kristen said that her hangover cure is a vanilla Coke with 2 shots of espresso in it, and that it is an amazing hangover cure.
A vanilla Coke with 2 shots of espresso. Should I write that down?
I
Okay.
mean, it perks you up.
All right.
It per-
I think halfway through you try another one, and at the end you try the third one. There's
okay,
three,
well, I
right?
don't have the third one. I only
Oh,
got 2.
you're
If
right.
they had the third flavor, I would have gotten it. But it was also funny because it was like, we've got these different flavors. And so I was like, is there like a dark roast and a light roast? Like who cares that much about different flavors of coffee being blended with Coke?
You'd be surprised,
You'd
everyone.
be surprised. And then I looked it up and found the press release that I sent to you too, that was like from the Coca-Cola company about how this is like a new category of entertainment beverage.
Okay.
I think they're like, it's like a Coke aperitif. It's like it's packaged to be like classy. It's sort of the size and shape of an energy drink, but it's also like, oh, a cafe
Mm-hmm.
society.
It kind of looks like a McDonald's drink,
Yes.
like a
But it's like
McCafe.
it's one of those like skinny tall Cokes.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? You know what? Wait. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the one you just tried?
um a 4.
That's not a great rating. Okay.
I mean, I like Coke.
That's
I
funny.
can't say I
A
would prefer
4.
this ever to a regular Coke.
Right.
But if it was the only thing around, would I drink it? Absolutely.
Understandable.
There's also a Coke energy drink. I think they're just expanding into categories they don't belong in so
Uh,
that our viewers can reap the benefits of seeing us try weird drinks.
yeah, that would. Yeah. I mean, would I order an espresso martini? No, probably not.
Apparently the origin story of the espresso martini is allegedly, I found like a UK GQ article about it, is allegedly a woman at a fancy bar in London saying, "Give me something that'll wake me up and fuck me up." And he made the espresso martini because he was like, "Oh, the espresso machines at the bar with all the other alcohol on your face."
So miserable. I'm sorry. Okay. So some guy was just like, oh, coffee and whatever. Kahlua.
Allegedly, which is like all cocktail origin stories are like that. Like nobody can prove them, and usually there's like 5 guys who
Right.
claim to have invented it. But
I think I
the
invented
espresso
it.
martini was like the drink of the year 2000, the drink of the future. But
It was
I
the
just
drink of 2000.
well,
Yikes.
there was like a flavored martini boom where people were making all kinds of weird flavored martinis, but I didn't realize that the espresso martini was like the originator.
Oh, okay.
Just like the first times I was going to bars, they had all these like disgusting flavored martinis that I just thought were like something that adults drink, but it was just that they were the trend when I was first going to bars. But it would be like a strawberry cheesecake martini.
Ugh, disgusting. A strawberry. Just eat a cheesecake. I guess it doesn't get you fucked
They're
up.
pretty
but
gross.
Just
But
take
the
a
espresso
shot
martini,
and then eat a
yeah.
cheesecake.
I mean, I guess like that's what I always say about alcohol coffee drinks, though, is like seems like they would get in each other's way. But I smoke pot and drink coffee all the time, so
That's the dream.
yeah. The California lifestyle.
There's so many Coke comments in our our chat right now.
People love Coca-Cola.
So in our entertainment beverage. Someone asked you, are Mormons
Coke
allowed to
is it?
drink coffee Coke? Someone asked Lisa Barlow. I'm sure Lisa Barlow is all about her like big slurps. What are those things called?
Yeah, I think also it's not real coffee. It's like a coffee flavor. It's a coffee aftertaste.
You think it's like a coffee syrup?
I'm
They
looking to
squeeze
see
in
if
there?
there's actually any coffee in here.
I mean, is that how recently brewed was that? Oh, is it what's the one? Pour over?
Oh, you know what it says? It says it has coffee powder.
Okay, so it's like instant coffee.
Yeah,
Okay. Well,
that makes sense. That's what it tastes like, kind of.
America, land of Coke. Oh no, America, land of too many Coke choices. You're right, baby.
It's true.
All right. Shall we start talking about this episode,
Yeah, let's take it to the sea.
which was sans any espresso martinis?
Yeah, they took a week off,
They took a week off. Yeah.
but they brought in absinthe to play
Yeah.
clean up.
So for this recap, I thought we could just go like character to character and kind of talk about their storylines for each for this episode. So yeah, like let's start with the guests. So the guests are really interesting people. There was a woman named Nikki who they're there because her father loved sailing. There's her husband's there, some guy named Greg who just seems to be like a problem child. He's drinking the whole time.
A lot of people, they look like a lot of the charter guests who have that sort of like SoCal, just beachy surf and skate kind of vibe to them. Everybody had a lot of tattoos.
Yeah, they're from like
And-
San Clemente or something.
Yeah. But they were like, we are lifelong sailors. We know all about how to sail. So,
And they're like addicted to sailing.
yeah.
They just wanted to sail the whole. They're like breakfast, they're like food, let's sail. Okay. Yeah. Well, so they start the episode out basically Speedo Greg. That's what I'm gonna call him, Speedo Greg. He is just MIA. Him and another guy whose name we don't know is MIA on the paddleboard, and Jean Luc is like looking for them. And then they just find them like on some rocks.
They're like, we're just chilling, bro.
Well, they were like, we need a ride, we're stranded. But then they were like, should we just paddle back? And it's like, I feel like they ditched their paddleboards, climbed up the rock, and then got to a point where they couldn't get back to their paddleboards, and so they were like stranded.
Yeah, it seemed like it could have been more of a high stress situation, but it was handled pretty quickly from the end of the last episode to the beginning of this one.
Well, that's a classic cliffhanger that leads nowhere.
Yeah,
It's like
they're
classic
like, where
Below
are the
Deck.
guests? Oh, they're right over there.
Yeah, they're like, where are they? Where are they? Where are they? It's like, what is the twist going to be? That they were eaten by sharks? Like,
Yeah, they
what?
didn't. They didn't get in a lot of trouble, also, which usually guests do if they like break the rules at all.
But like, I don't even think they broke the rules. Jean Luc was not paying attention to where they went.
Yeah,
Jean
he's
Luc's
too tall. He can't see what's happening
he's too
below
tall,
sea level.
and he's like half asleep because he's not sleeping. So he's like, what? He's not drinking any martinis. Or no, wait, he's not drinking. Of course, he's not drinking martinis. He's not drinking any espresso or Cokes with espresso shots in him.
Nope. He's too tall. I'll say it.
He's too tall. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, we'll get to Jean Luc. I have thoughts on Jean Luc and all his tattoos.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, so they find these guests and then whatever. It's no big deal. Everything's good to go. So later that night, the guests have their rock star party, which is like
the coolest party of all time.
They like came with costumes.
I think those were just their real clothes from the 1980s, you know, from the strip.
And their real hair.
Strip. Yeah.
That they used to have before they all went bald.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was into it. I really dug their attire.
Me too. And also, like, unlike most of the parties on this show, these people seemed like they were actually sort of enjoying themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Greg's always enjoying himself. But what Nikki at one point goes like, where there's Greg, there's trouble, or something. But Greg didn't look that differently dressed. Like, he was still wearing his Speedo. He was just wearing like, I think he literally showed his rock star party outfit was just the outfit he showed up in.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that it was a party at first. That's just kind of was their vibe, was like
rock stars.
Yeah.
I will say Nikki looked great. Her tits looked great. She looked wonderful.
She was a true rock star.
Yeah.
Would love to know where her money is from.
They're probably like design guitars. I don't know. I really don't know what they could possibly do. Or they're
I'm guessing it was her dad's money because he's the one who taught her to love sailing.
That's true. It's gotta be.
Unless he was like, you know, a fisherman.
No, he probably like owned a record label. That's why they're so like rocking.
Yes.
Her dad is probably like, I can't think of a single person. Oh God. The big reveal would be like her dad was like Phil Spector, which would be just.
Oh my God. Imagine that would be.
Recently deceased Phil Spector. I do wonder.
Well, he did just die, so it made sense because she was like, my dad just died.
But did Phil Spector love sailing?
And he loved killing.
Yeah, not gonna argue with you there.
Yeah, that's true. So they have, Nikki is dressed as Axl Rose, or somebody is dressed as Axl Rose.
Someone's dressed like Axl Rose. One of the like no-namers. I don't know.
Doing a pretty good job.
I know Nikki, like husband, Speedo Greg, and then the others. I don't know anyone else's name.
These people definitely love the musical Rock of Ages, is what I could tell about them.
Oh, for sure. They're like Tom Cruise underrated in Rock of Ages. He's in that, right? It's Tom Cruise, right? Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, and he's underrated. He's amazing at it.
Yeah.
I'm drinking it.
Ooh, fancy. Ooh. So yeah, the next morning, these guests like are really chill though, because they like jump off the boat naked. Like they're chill as hell.
Somebody asked what show we're talking about. We're talking about Below Deck Sailing Yacht.
Below Deck Season 2, Episode 2. It aired last night.
Episode 2 on Bravo. These are like the chillest guests. Below Sailing Yacht is a pretty chill franchise compared to the others. Glenn just seems like a chiller captain.
Yeah, he doesn't make them call him Captain Glenn. He's like, Glenn's fine.
You can call me Glenn.
I'm Glenn.
Hi, I'm Glenn.
Hey guys.
I love to sail.
Can you keep it down? I'm trying to sleep. I'm Glenn. I'll make you some.
He doesn't even complain when they're partying all night. Well, we'll get to that.
I know. I made an entire section in my notes called The Party. Because it's just so corny. Because they can't leave. They can't leave. They can't go anywhere. Anyway, yeah, so the guests seem really chill. Right before they leave, they jump off the boat naked. They have one really nice final sail, which leads to Nikki just crying tears of happiness. She's just so happy, like, to sail.
She's like, you brought my dad back to life.
Yeah, she literally goes like, I felt him.
She says, I would pay $1 million for this experience. And I'm like, okay, are you going to tip them $1 million? Because you should.
Yeah, you should. Because of Speedo Greg being annoying.
Yeah. And because you just said, like, oh, this is worth $1 million. It's like, okay,
Clearly,
then pay them $1 million.
It's not.
They did leave a good tip, though.
Oh, yes. Well, so they were also very pleased with Natasha's cooking because she fucking veganed out for them. Yeah, so they left a, get ready, $22,500 tip. Cha-ching, baby. That's
a good
money.
tip. That's a good tip.
That's a real good tip. And that's Danny goes, and that's why we do it, for your money. And I'm like, yes, yeah, we know.
Yeah,
this does not.
I mean,
look like
I hope so.
That and to travel.
Yeah, doesn't seem that fun to swab the deck or whatever.
Someone asked, do they wear the polos on the boat? Wouldn't cotton be more comfortable than the synthetic shirts?
They might be cotton shirts, cotton polos.
I don't know. Those polos do look like they almost have like dry fit Nike tech.
I mean, they are like a horrible color that reflects weirdly on everyone's faces and seems bad for filming.
Last color was gray. They were trying to mix it up. Someone just said they saw that this old Soderbergh interview, and guess what? We quoted that interview at the beginning of this. So
that's right.
He loves Below Deck because it's about people working.
Errors being corrected. I mean, it is a very like directorly show. It's just like things going wrong and you fix them on the fly.
And you don't see any of the crew. He's like, no fucking crew. I don't want to see a goddamn crew member. I can dig it.
I can dig it too.
All right, let's talk about, okay, yeah, these guests, super chill. You know, whatever. They're rock stars. Who knows? You know, I always I'm scared of commending any guest because I feel like every time I do, I find out they're like, oh, they made their money selling dolphins to SeaWorld.
I assume if they don't tell us, especially because I don't remember what they said these people do. Yeah, for sure. I think that's why Phil Spector's a good guess.
Yeah, it's always like, no, this person's
going to be
really evil.
The heir to Raytheon.
I know. It's always like, oh no, this person sells weapons. It's just like, God damn it. All these, because it's just rich people. That's the problem.
Yeah,
you don't know where this money's from.
That's who does yachts, my friend.
I know. Ugh.
And most boat stuff. Boats are expensive.
Boats are expensive. Okay, NYC Jessa says, they basically only wear the fancy shirts when the guests are arriving or leaving or at night. Otherwise, it's polos most of the time. Yes, that's correct. They wear well, actually, for sailing, they always wear the polos. In motor yacht land, that's where they wear the white, captain-like shirts for when the guests arrive and leave. And the rest of the time, they're in their work clothes. But they don't do that on yacht. Yacht is more relaxed. I mean, sailing is more relaxed. Yacht.
That's why it's yacht rock.
Yeah, because they
like a couple buttons unbuttoned.
Oh yeah. All right, let's talk about Natasha, our chef, our lady chef. If you guys recall correctly, we did a cooking class with her last week.
I feel personally invested in everything that happens to her now because we did that cooking class with her.
I do too. Is that sad?
No, but she's also the best character and clearly the only one who struggled.
Yeah.
So far that we know of.
A person of color. Yeah. She's just the realest person. She's like, I've lived a life.
Yeah, she filled us in the backstory that was in her bio that we were talking about last week. That was she escaped from an abusive marriage and put herself through culinary school.
Yeah.
She rules.
In a chapter says Natasha likes to talk about Natasha too. Oh, we know, honey, and we're here for it. Okay, we love Natasha.
You think I want to hear about Sydney?
We get it, Sydney. You were naked on a sailing yacht your whole life. We get it. You need to fuck. We get it.
I will say also the vegan food looked all good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, let's get to that. So she makes vegan burgers for the guests for the rock star party. She makes these burgers out of edamame and squash and then makes yuzu citrus ketchup. What?
Yeah, it looked great.
I was like, hook it up. Why didn't we make those in our cooking class?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to know what else is in the repertoire.
Well, Vegan Allie, she in the cooking class, the host, who was, I think, a social media producer for Bravo, asked Allie and Danny, who showed up to the cooking class, as special guests, and they said, he asked like what was their favorite meal that Natasha made them, and Vegan Allie said the vegan burgers were like bomb.
Yeah, they said like, oh, it was the best vegan burger I've ever had in my life. So
Yeah.
show and prove, Natasha. Once
Yeah.
again, a little bit of a diva, but then she delivers.
Yeah. Hey, look, all the chefs. Look, we expect nothing but inappropriate behavior from the chefs.
Yes, so that was our mahi mahi moment.
Yep.
To reference the last.
Well, we're gonna have another mahi mahi moment. We're gonna have, I think, a lot of mahi mahi moments with Natasha.
This one was that she claimed she had put out 20 pita breads, which they all kept calling pita breads.
Yeah. Yeah. She's like, I made like 20. They were like,
yeah,
no,
like, I made 20. They're like, no, you didn't. And she was like, yes, I did. Of course I did. Are you questioning me? I'm the chef. Don't question me. They were pissed off on the deck, but Natasha was like, fine, if they need more bread, it's their job to tell me.
Well, Daisy's like, why would she lie to me? I'm like, maybe she really thinks she made 20 pieces. I don't fucking know.
She cooks really fast.
There doesn't seem to be a lot of, like, these people, look, what do you expect from someone who works on a boat? Accountability? You're not going to get it. Okay. Oh, man. In a chapter says, Rachel's a hard act to follow up. She's doing pretty good. That's true. Rachel's a rock star.
Oh, yeah. Rachel and Natasha spinoff.
Oh, yeah. Where it ends with them just physically fighting. That would be very fun.
I would watch like a Below Deck Top Chef where it's like a cooking competition with all the Below Deck chefs.
Oh, yeah. That would actually be great. So, well, it would have to be the top dogs. It would be like Kevin, who I hate. Dick Cake has to come through because while he was an annoying piece of shit, he was he he was a good chef. So, Ben, Kevin, Natasha, Rachel. Who else? Mila can't come because Mila is a shade ball.
Kike.
Oh yeah, you know what? Kiko got a lot of heat, but he was dope. What's the scary British guy that was dating Malia? Tom. He can come.
Yeah.
Ben. What about Leon? I kind of don't want Leon there because, well, fuck Leon.
Gotta have some of the wild cards.
Fuck, but Leon, like, Tom is like a fucking, like, he's gonna blow at any second, but Leon has that like sinister, like, below, like,
oh yeah, Leon's scary.
Leon is someone you don't want to be alone with for a long period of time.
But all the chefs are like that. I think all the chefs have a little bit of homicidal energy.
Oh, someone said no, Adam. But unfortunately, if we allow Leon, we have to allow Adam.
Oh, absolutely. Adam is invited.
It is like sociopath manner. It is so scary. Now that I'm lumping all these people together, they should never meet. They're all too much.
That's why they're like a tasting, a seasoning of the show. Because if it were all chefs, it would be too many cooks.
I'm sorry, Zoe McPhee, but Adam is in. Oh, Matt! I forgot about Matt. Matt can come because he did a cameo for my birthday, even though I'm not impressed by him putting cheddar cheese on everything. He was from that season 4 with like Bruno and Nico. Matt was a terrible chef.
My favorite. What's your favorite memorable meal from a Below Deck?
Favorite memorable meal. I mean, beef cheeks always stays with me because after a while we start to think that like he was killing people and making the beef cheek. There was Nick and I in the formerly known as the former Deckheads podcast had a theory that Leon was a serial killer.
Yeah,
because that was
cheeks for people.
Yeah, that was his energy. So we thought the beef cheeks were all human cheeks.
Oh, I believe it. Definitely some of the people going on these luxury yachts are also hunting human beings for sport, doing a most dangerous game.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised if they brought home a catch and were like, it's our charter.
Yeah, I mean,
these humans.
As of recently, the most memorable meal was those waffles Rachel made out of sweet potato tater tots.
Yes,
I mean,
that looked great. My favorite meal fuck up that led to the chef getting fired, although I can't remember who it was when somebody requested a Las Vegas meal, a Las Vegas party.
Look, if you're trying to bring up the night Kiko got fired.
Yeah, and they asked Hannah what Las Vegas is, and she said, I don't know, disco fries.
Oh, God. Stop asking, like, foreign chefs to make you Las Vegas themed
But
dinners.
they also asked Hannah, who also didn't know what that meant. And then what does that mean? Because it could mean disco fries. It either means like steak and shrimp, expensive food, or it means like mozzarella sticks at the pepper mill at 4 a.m.
Which is what I think Hannah thought and told Kiko.
Yes, people are saying that would be called Oops All Sociopaths.
That's right.
The All Chefs edition.
Oops All Chefs is Oops All Sociopaths because that's what they are. Yeah, Mila can't come because Mila's not a fucking chef, okay?
That's what I was gonna.
Someone said, in a chapter said, don't forget Matt was known for his salads. Yes, I know. He would put cheddar cheese all over his salads. It would make me crazy. I'm just not, I don't want cheddar cheese on anything. There's so many cheese options. You go with cheddar.
How do you feel about cheese on a salad generally?
I'm fine with feta, like anything but cheddar. Just seems unnecessary.
Little protein snack.
Yeah. All right. Okay, real quick. In Natasha's background, we learned that she grew up with her grandmother, but it was a really hectic environment with drugs. And at 18, she got married and then divorced at 23. And her ex-husband was an alcoholic and abusive. And after she left her marriage, she was very broken and she lived on the streets for a while. But then she put herself through culinary school and got a job as a chef in France at that fancy restaurant, Mirazou or something like that. I mean, that's a come up if I've ever heard.
She worked hard.
Yeah.
And is very good at her job and doesn't take it for granted for 1 second.
No. So when she says she made 20 pieces of pita, fucking, even if it does seem a little suspicious, just believe her.
Maybe she meant like each pita gets divided up into 4s and there were 5 of them.
I'm going to be real.
You don't know.
When I looked at what they were taking out, it didn't look like there were 20 pieces of pita in there.
Who can say? They were eating them so fast.
Well, Daisy's like going around asking people like, did you see 20 pieces of pita?
Yeah,
and Allie's like,
Daisy.
Allie's like, no. And she's like, why would she lie to me? It's like, maybe she's not lying, is that she's a chef and she has like a 3-second memory because she has to constantly be thinking about the next part of the meal.
That's right.
Maybe. All right, let's talk about Allie's. What happened with Allie this episode?
Allie had some good eyeshadow.
Yeah, she
That's
had
what
good
happened.
eyeshadow. We
Yeah.
learned she's really slow at turn downs.
Yes, she called herself a bogan.
That's right, a bogan, which apparently is
She-
a native Australian who's really rough around the edges, not a lot of refinement.
She explained it. My understanding of bogan, and if there's any Australians in the chat, please do chime in, or people that are Australia fluent. My understanding is that bogan is like the Australian equivalent of the phrase white trash. That it's like a bogan is like an Australian redneck.
It sounded like what she was describing.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. And I think it's like classist to say it about somebody else, but it's fine to say about yourself if you're a bogan.
Right. It's like when you call someone a redneck.
Yeah.
You better be a redneck.
You might be a bogan
if you call
your
someone
name
a
is
redneck.
Allie. You're telling us you're a bogan.
So she's got bogan vibes that she told us about that I would have never picked up on. And yeah,
I like it because it's like I do kind of assume that all of these like international people are like, you know, a little bit fancy to be in yachting, but she was like, nope. I'm a bogan.
She said, I'm a bogan, I'm a vegan, and she apparently only started drinking like 3 years ago.
She's a vogan.
She's a
So you're
she's
a
a
vegan
vogan.
bogan.
She's a vegan bogan. Unheard of.
Yeah, she started drinking pretty recently. Which also unusual for a bogan who are known for throwing them back.
Right. So that's interesting to me because it's like you only recently started drinking. She's like, how am I supposed to know how to make all these fancy cocktails? I'm like,
She's talking about a Bloody Mary.
No, not fancy at all.
Right, which I'm like, that's basic for somebody working at a bar. To me, I don't really know how to make one, and
that's what we should make next week. Bloody Marys.
Yeah.
But by the time we make that, they'll be like drinking espresso martinis.
Well, we'll come up with a different theme beverage every week to do.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I was so hungover last week from drinking a Coke with whipped cream on it.
Oh, no.
I felt so fucked up the next day on
That's not
sugar.
good.
My
That's not
body was just like,
oh, no. You gotta
It's a
drink a
lot.
Diet Coke with whipped cream.
it's what we do for the show.
I know. Yeah. I mean, Allie, look, I hope you get better at your job because you seem like a nice person. Daisy
I like
doesn't seem too
her.
hard on her yet. She definitely wants her to speed up her turn downs and be better with
Yeah.
time, but she seems to be doing fine.
Yeah. I'm a fan.
She does spill a Bloody Mary on the deck at one point.
Yeah, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm such a bogan."
NYC Justice says, has anyone ever had that fancy, expensive tequila they're always drinking? Is that 42? What is that one? Do you know what I'm talking about? 47?
No.
There's like it's like a one that they always ask for. Let's see.
What? It's
Tequila
42.
40, I think. 40 42? Yeah.
Some
1942. Tequila 1942? Yeah. The 42 they yell about. That's what Zoe McPhee says. Yeah, that one. Some people are obsessed with that. I've never tried it.
No, I've never tried
1842.
it.
There we go.
I would.
I would too. It's 150.
I just assume they have a licensing deal because on The Real Housewives, they only drink Casamigos, which is the George Clooney and Randy Gerber tequila. They're always like, please, can I have a Casamigos and soda on the rocks? They always like specify that it's Casamigos.
Casamigos. That's dumb.
It's dumb. And then Kendall Jenner has one now too called
But-
818.
No one cared until it was Kendall. Then they care. It's like, but George Clooney, just as white, also has a tequila. But
Yeah, ditto Tito's vodka. I found out Tito's just some white guy from Texas
I believe it.
whose Latina nanny nicknamed him Tito.
Okay.
Fucked up. Then he calls his brand Tito's.
What's the
It's like
really? fancy
like
one. Casa Azul. That comes in that fancy bottle.
I like tequila. That's the only alcohol I like.
Plaza Azul is apparently what it's called.
Oh, Don Julio, 1942.
Okay, Zoe McPhee says, oh, well, Zin Buddha says smoother than normal tequilas, but still tequila about the 42. Zoe McPhee says, what is so special about 1942 tequila? The new Don Julio 1942 has a little more vanilla and slightly more caramelized baked agave to the aroma. The older formula smells great, but the new stuff smells even better. Flavor is deeper, richer, rounder, and has a slightly cleaner finish. We were so surprised by this that we had to get other people involved.
I mean, I think it's like anything. If you're a connoisseur, you can tell the difference, and if you're not, it probably all tastes a little bit the same.
Yeah, you know what?
Maybe we'll taste test.
Yeah, maybe
Tequila
we'll
next time.
taste test tequila.
I went to a
Just gonna
tequila
black out?
festival.
Oh,
Well, I went. I was in Tijuana once, and there was just like a tequila festival randomly happening in the street in the tourist zone, and it was just like people giving you a lot of different types of tequila, but they were like, "Don't shoot it, like you sip it."
yes. That's what
So I think-
Casa Azul you sip.
Yeah, I think people who really are into tequila and mezcal and stuff can tell you the difference. It's like wine to me. It's like I can't tell the difference, but I respect it.
Yeah. Mezcal. That's intense. All right. Allie, she's a bogan, whatever. She's slow at turn downs. That was her like entire thing this episode. Daisy didn't really have too much of an arc other than getting into a fight with Natasha about PETA, and then yeah, we learned that she craves alcohol. That's what she said at one point.
Yeah.
Which I was like, oh.
Oh, okay.
She's Irish.
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Am I being like
Oh yeah.
racist towards Irish people by
I'm
pointing that out?
I'm Irish, so I'm allowed
Yeah.
to say that the Irish are known for fancying the drinks,
Ooh.
me laddies. Known for fancying a pint of Guinness and a spot of probably whiskey, I'm imagining. I think it's whiskey in the jar.
Okay.
Not racist to do an Irish impression where you say that they love to be drinking. You also see it in a lot of old cartoons because it was a famous racist stereotype when the Irish weren't really considered white yet, which they obviously have been for like 100 years now. So we can make fun of them.
The here's my impression of you. Look at the Irish. Am I canceled? Please, you don't understand.
I liked
It's that Disney movie. Remember the Disney movie? Look at the Irish.
Somebody said that Epcot used to have a good tequila flight.
That is okay. I guess it's Epcot, so it makes sense.
I
They're
believe
like,
it. You know, I remember
travel.
my friend got some kind of a tequila flight at California Adventure.
Oh, that's
I
the
was
place
like,
you can drink.
yeah, but I was like, I don't want to do tequila shots and then go on a roller coaster.
So you can drink at Epcot.
Yeah,
Okay, but not at Disney World?
I don't know.
Those
I
are two
think
different
not.
things.
I think it's like here.
Ooh, someone says Anna Coon on the Cob says Anna need to know what brand lipstick. Oh, this blue one it's just Fenty. It's that Fenty like color lipstick that she had. I bought a bunch of them right before quarantine.
It looks cool.
Nowhere to go.
This is the place. Are you wearing an eyeshadow as well?
Oh yeah, I know. I'm wearing. Let me get close. 1 second, please.
Yeah, beauty tutorial.
Yeah, this is turning into a beauty tutorial. I'm wearing. It's just come up here. I'm wearing green. It's not eyeshadow. It's just eyeliner. I put on green eyeliner on top, like neon green, and then blue on bottom.
I love it. It goes with your Hawaiian shirt.
I mean, that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to match my Hawaiian shirt. Guys, if you know, it's a different Hawaiian shirt. And yes, I have 45 more to show you. All right. Let's get back to the goddamn show.
Yeah.
Makeup tutorial. Oh, yeah. So, Fenty Beauty.
Tutorial.
I'm pretty sure they're all on sale because no one bought these versions of it. So, go buy them up. All right. Yeah. Daisy. I hope for more exciting behavior moving forward from you.
Yeah.
You just seem good at your job.
Yeah.
Not
seems
good
fine.
TV. I need another Hannah.
They can't. None of them can be Hannah.
It's infuriating.
It's a hard role to fill.
Ugh. Well, all right. Jean Luc. Oh, I'm excited to talk about Jean Luc. So he's up working late again, and he pisses off Gary because he needs help finding the cushion covers, and he can't find them. So he has to wake up Gary and Sydney to help him find these cushion covers. Turns out it's not him who fucked up. They're just not where they're supposed to be because they gave them to the interior to wash, and then they put them in the bilge because they had no idea what to do with these like cushion covers. They're like, put them in the bilge, whatever. And so Jean Luc is just up all night looking for them.
Yeah, Jean Luc is definitely already starting to get the Shining, the thing that happens in The Shining.
Which is what? I
To
haven't
Jack
seen it.
Torrance. Just like where you can't sleep and it makes you go insane, and maybe you
Oh.
you try to axe murder everyone around you because
Oh, yeah.
you can't get any rest. Because
Oh, you're right.
and you're like trapped in a place and have cabin fever because you're trapped in a cabin.
You're right. And he can't get out. I thought
Can't
you
get
meant
out.
like where he like sticks his head in between the things and is like, Gary, help!
Well, I think that's coming, but it's so Gary wants to swap because Gary hates sleeping with Captain Glenn,
Mm-hmm.
and it would totally make sense to swap because
He has a bigger
that
bunk.
way then Jean Luc could sleep in the bigger bed.
Yeah. And
'Cause
Gary
the
can be
captain is
drunk.
tiny.
Yeah.
I assume Gary doesn't have a bigger bed and just the captain, or maybe you think both of the beds
No,
in the
he was
captain's room are
saying-
bigger.
Gary said his bed was bigger. So Jean Luc could go in there, and Jean Luc is like, no, thank you. I don't want a room with the captain.
Yeah, which understandable.
But I don't think Gary's your room with the captain either.
No, but Gary's plan is to a girl in every port.
Right. But he can't because of
Meaning,
pandemic.
no, but he'll just go hook up in someone else's room
Or in the guest cabins.
in the guest cabins.
Yeah, that's right. Zoe McPhee said he measured the beds. He did. He was like, yep. Turns out Jean-Luc is not lying. These beds are smaller than they're supposed to be. And I'm like, why would he lie about that? The fool is so tall.
He's so tall, but I like how it's clearly making him go insane, but he won't do anything about it because they're like, you need to sleep. And he's like, no, I'm fine.
Oh, NYC Jessa has a good point. She says, it made her mad because Jean-Luc is working while Glenn is sleeping and vice versa. Dude, she's fucking right.
Correct.
He doesn't even need to be in the room with him.
That's right. It does make sense. But also, who wants to do what Gary says you should do?
I know, Gary sucks, dude.
Fucking Gaza.
Gaza sucks.
Gaza.
He's so
he's a real-
creepy. He's always like, oh God, I can't even.
We'll get to him.
Yeah, we'll get to fucking Gary.
But some good footage of Jean-Luc's back tat this week.
Okay, yes, I finally saw the back tat. I completely missed it last week. What? Oh, first of all, not even just the back tat. Jean-Luc's whole body is covered in back tats, or they're all back tats, but all over his body. What is the scripture across his chest situation?
There's a lot going on Jean-Luc's body, but also he has so much of a body. It's like,
So he's like, keep going.
yeah, it's just like, it's like too much room. And he's like, I guess I need more furniture on
He
my
is.
back.
You tweeted he was rivaling a Ben Affleck style Phoenix Rising tattoo.
Yeah. It's like very bright and very big.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah. It's
For
got to
a
be
man who's already like 7 feet tall.
He seems American, but his name's Jean Luc, so I'm guessing he has some family crest from Europe on him.
Maybe he's Canadian.
Oh, that could be interesting. He's huge on the royal family. Royal family has terrible press right now. Or you could
Royal
argue
family could
always.
use a they could use a yacht getaway.
Oh God, I would kill to watch the royal family rent a motor yacht with like Captain Lee. He's like, God damn it, Will. I can't even imagine. What would Will be doing? God damn it, Prince Philip fell in the water. God damn it. Oh, Lord. Who else? Andrew. God damn it, Andrew. Stay away from those young girls. God damn it, Andrew. Prince Andrew. Fuck Prince Andrew, that piece of shit. All of them.
He sucks. They all fucking suck.
Yeah. That's how I imagine. And then like Captain Sandy would probably like cover up for them.
Oh, for sure.
She's weird.
She's seen some things.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. Jean-Luc's back tattoo. I just would never recommend getting a crest that big. Don't get a crest. And a big thing in like the Bachelor world in those shows is like a lot of those contestants, because they're like Christian as fuck, they all have like scripture tattoo. And I think scripture is like kind of an ugly tattoo. Because it's like in cursive.
It's so you have to look at it on your body and you can't sin.
Sure, but like
you're like about to sin, and then you like look at your watch that you have a watch for some reason, and you're like, oh, thou shalt not. Guess I won't.
But the shitty thing is like tattoos like over the years like spread. They like grow thicker as you age, as years go by. So scripture tattoo is just like it becomes unread, like you can't read it after a while. So it's just like yarble jarble across your body. And so it's like it's just not.
Well, then you're like, oh, okay, oh, yarble, guess I better
Yarble jarble. It's all yarble jarble. And that's how you have to read it. You're like, and that's what your tattoo looks like. So just no point. And no offense to anyone who has scripture tattoo. I just, like
no
I've made
Justin Bieber.
It's Bieber. It is Bieber. I've made some poor tattoo choices in my life. So Jackson Cable TV says, doesn't have to be cursive. Why don't they use more fonts? That's a good fucking question, Jackson.
Wait, what's your worst tattoo?
Sorry, on that point, Jackson, Comic Sans scripture. That is, I'm sorry,
a little papyrus Bible verse.
It's all like Sanskrit or Zapfino. What is that one? Zapfino. It's like really exaggerated cursive. My absolute worst is this dumb fucking tattoo I have. It says poppies. Poor choices have been made in my life.
Wait. Can you explain?
Exactamundo, who I will out. That is my boyfriend. Do not listen to him. He's just in the other room in the chat. Don't trust him.
Do you have a lower back tattoo?
No, I don't have a lower back. I'll show you right now. I have no lower back tattoo. Okay? There's no lower back tattoo, okay? What was I talking about?
Zach was just tricking you into showing everyone your lower back.
Oh, okay. Poppies. Poor choice. I don't even remember what font this is. So, I don't know. I was like, it was my 27th birthday. I don't know if I want to go on record telling you guys why this tattoo exists. But let's just say drugs were done. A good friend of mine and I had stayed up all night. It was my 27th. I did a lot of drugs. Me and her were like, let's get matching tattoos because we were out of our minds. And so Poppies is based off this like, it's really dark. It's like an Oscar Wilde quote where it's like, within life and death, there's poppies. Basically, you can give poppies for like a funeral or like a birth. It's just like a universal flower you can just give for a really dark or wonderful situations. So we were like, poppies. And look, it's not an ideal tattoo. Okay.
I like it.
Everyone thinks it says puppies, and people will be like, puppies at me. And I'm like, what? And then because I always forget it's here. I never think about it because it's on the back of my arm. And people will be like, puppies. And I'll be like, oh no, I've made a grave error. Okay. Let's get back to the show. Now that we've discussed poor tattoo choices, Jean Luc and I have a lot in common.
You're both 7 feet tall.
We're both 7 feet tall.
You're both alcohol lightweights.
Yeah, let's first talk about Sydney and then Gary and Colin, and then we'll go into the party. So Sydney, I mean, what is she offering? She says she's very used to sailing traditionally by hand, but the Parsifal and all these like new sailing boats have all these buttons and it's all high tech and there's a button for everything you want to do now. And then she says every boat has its own personality, and her family's boat, which is called Freedom, and they show a photo of her looking very patriotic on this boat. She says that boat is very sassy, and this boat's definitely gonna know that she was on Parsifal. Which
Ew.
I don't know what that means. Maybe the boat's gonna crash itself.
Yeah, it's like boats are like horses that live in the water, but are even more expensive, maybe. Just like a thing you pay to maintain.
Why would you name your boat Freedom?
I don't know. I was talking about this too with my boyfriend. Like all people who have boats give them the worst names. Boats have the dumbest
Mermaid.
names.
I would call mine my ex-wife. There's always dumb ones like that.
I would call it like the Lady Anna, and then I would invite you to see it and be like, look what I did for you.
I feel like really weirded out. Like, okay, Molly.
Really? You bought me a boat? We just do a podcast together.
I didn't buy you a boat. I bought myself a boat. Named it after you.
Named it after you because you're the lady. And also, I had one of those figureheads carved for the front of the boat that's like a mermaid.
Yeah.
With
That's
your body.
pretty cool.
And face.
That's my body. I'm like, how did you get a photo of my body?
I told Zach to force you to show us your lower back tattoo.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a whole complicated scheme.
That's perfect. Yeah. I would name mine Alimony. Just everything about like getting divorced. Midlife crisis. There you go. Someone wrote, or in a chapter wrote, was the boat named Freedom or Freedom with an exclamation point? That's a good question. I'll have to go scroll back and look. Woo! Fuck yeah! Freedom!
Sailing.
Anyway, that's all I got on Sydney for that.
Yeah, she's pretty boring.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about her at the party night. Okay, Gary, look, Gary's flirting with everyone. He's into Allie. He's into Sydney. He's into the wall. He's into the cushion covers. He's into Glenn. He's into Colin. He seems like the type who would fuck anything that moves, and also he sucks.
He sucks. He talks about sex so much that it makes him seem like maybe he's a virgin because he's like, oh, I bloody love to shag, mates.
You're right.
Oh, shag her, and then I'm going to shag her. Can't stop me. I'm going to shag everybody. There's something a little Austin Powers-y about him where you're just like,
you're right.
Do you, though?
Yeah, the way he's talking to Colin, like, who's going to be my first hookup? It's like, ew, dude, you clearly have never hooked up.
He's like, I bloody love women.
Yeah, everyone's like, do you? You're right. He's like overcompensating so hard.
He's being so over the top about how horny he is. I'm just like, you don't even seem horny, bro, because all you talk about is how horny you are.
That's a good point. Because he's like, God, it's gonna be so awkward rooming with Glenn. Am I right? And Colin's like, what? Like, sure,
he's
dude.
like, because I can't have any birds back to me room.
And he's like, because I fuck, you know? I fuck. And Colin's like, okay, dude, like,
Okay, bro.
you're yelling.
Like, these chicks are so hot, man.
Yeah.
I've got a boner.
Yeah. He's just screaming, I've got a boner. Everyone's like, dude, I don't think you have a, no one can see, you're wearing shorts, so no one can see anything. Like, it's not, where's the boner that you're claiming you have?
No, you know that part in the 40-Year-Old Virgin where he says that breasts feel like bags of sand?
Oh, yeah.
It's like that. It's just like,
Never.
the more you talk about sex, the less I believe you that you've ever seen a woman naked.
That's really funny. Gary's a virgin. That would be so funny. Oh, yeah, I hope he is. Yeah, so he's apparently like not happy with Jean Luc for missing stuff on his like night shifts and like not being able to like throw the lines properly on his first time docking. And he's also more pissed because he's like, what's this guy's deal? I offered him a chance to room with Glenn, which sucks, and he doesn't want it.
Why doesn't he want to trade with me for this thing I hate and nobody wants?
Yeah. It's like, you chose to room with him. The situation should be Glenn and Jean Luc should trade.
Yeah, but then who is the other roommate? Is it the engineer?
Colin.
Right.
And hey, you know what? Let's talk about Colin. Colin has a girlfriend who's back on his boat in Panama. Okay, I thought everyone was single when they asked if everyone was single last time.
Me too.
He basically implied by not pointing out that he had a girlfriend that he was. So,
he's single to the boat.
Yeah, you're single, Colin.
If your girlfriend's not on the boat,
You're single.
You're single to me.
Sorry to break it to you, but you're single.
You might not know and she might not know it, but you're both.
You're single.
You're single.
But I mean, I'm sure his girlfriend's lovely. Okay, let's talk about the party, man.
Woo!
So they can't go anywhere, so they just have to like get fucked up on the boat.
This was incredible.
Yes, these people fucking party.
They party, and normally you see them at the crazy beach bars partying, but because they can't do that, they just had to party on the boat, and it just adds a beautiful element to this season of like they're all gonna go insane.
Yes, and I'm a little upset that we can't see these people at the beach bars because they seem like they would burn a beach bar down by accident.
They might reopen by the end of the charter season.
I really hope.
Croatia, as I have said, was one of the first countries, I think, to reopen itself for tourism in Europe because they rely on the tourism economy. But it's so much worse that they have to just party on the boat because it's like then they have to clean it up afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, that sucks. I would love to see them out though. I feel like Gary would like come in his pants dancing with a girl. Like the girls would all just be like making out with other girls. Like it would just be like a shit show. It would be so fun.
That's what it was like on the boat. So yeah, we had girls kissing other girls. All of the men just being like, what?
Yeah.
Girls are kissing each other.
They can't handle it.
They could not handle it.
No,
and then Gary was just so drunk he was hitting on everybody until somebody kind of took the bait.
He was just like running around being like, oh my God.
He was like hitting on Allie, and then Allie was like, I just had a shot of absinthe and I'm like legit gonna pass out now and I'm like not interested in sex. And then Sydney, who was jealous, like swooped in.
Right, okay,
like, oh, hello, Gary.
Let's get to that. There is a series of events that leads to this. So basically Gary's flirting with Danny and he's speaking in Spanish and they're jokingly talking shit about the other crew members and he's like, oh, I took a gap year in Spain. I'm like, shut up. And so the girls like Natasha, Danny, and Allie are joking with Gary about how much dick Allie will have because it's meat. They're like, how much meat are you willing to have? And she's like, 10%. And they're all like laughing. And you can see Sydney on the other side of the table, like watching them like, yeah, ha.
She's like,
Yeah, she's like really peering over. She's like, what the fuck's going on over there?
Mhm.
Yeah, and so yeah, and then whatever, it leads to everyone getting in the hot tub. And then we see Daisy and Allie bond over their insecurities over their bodies, even though they're both like gorgeous. They're like, I'm so fat. And I was like, no, dude, you're not. You're gorgeous. But you know what? We're all our own toughest critics. No. Molly's like,
No, it's true. It's
I've
true.
never been a critic.
And then I like how they were complaining, and then Natasha was like, I haven't had sex in 5 years. Like,
oh yeah, Natasha is like the funniest person on earth. She literally was like, I haven't had sex in 5 years and I've never used a vibrator.
yeah.
And they were like, Allie's like, I'll have sex with you if you need to. Like, I will have sex with you right now. I was like, that's nice. These girls have each other's back.
That's a good friend and coworker.
Yeah, she's like, I will have sex with you right now. And so yeah,
I liked that Natasha was like, no, I don't want to. Like, it's just not worth it. So I'm just holding out
it's like,
for
I'm
a hero.
really focusing on my work and career right now. I'm not really interested in having sex with you on this reality show. But thank you for your offer and thank you for looking out for me. And look, Allie was not upset. She's like, that's fine. Because like all the girls were like just like rubbing up on each other and like smacking each other's asses and just like doing their thing. And Gary is like hyperventilating.
Yeah, it was just like the women were all like grinding on each other and making out and getting super drunk. And then Gary was like, boys. Like a Benny Hill music starts playing in Gary's head because there's like too many hot women.
It really did feel that way. Like he couldn't handle it. He's like, oh my God, oh, the girls. Like anytime anyone touched a nut, like he just would freak out. And Colin the whole time was just like smoking cigarettes, like chain smoking, like being like, I'm cool and chill. I'm the engineer. And then Jean Luc was just taking shots to a point where he became like half asleep in the hot tub.
Yeah, Jean Luc just started nodding out, and they were like, his tolerance is really low, which is interesting because there's so much of him. Yeah. It must be like,
Well, he was doing that thing where like, I don't get this. Like when drunk people get real drunk, but they still have a cigarette. It's like,
no, he was like a little dangerous seeming drunk, especially because again, he's so tall, got fire all the way up there. Who knows what could happen? So they put him to bed. They had to fold him up into thirds and put him to bed. Yeah,
Colin was like, he's white girl wasted. They're all being like, Colin, are you okay? And then someone was like, I don't think he's with us anymore. And he was just like in the tub, like, like, how do you have the wherewithal to continue holding your hand up with a cigarette to keep it like dry from the hot tub?
It's all those espresso martinis that keep you just buzzed enough.
Oh, you're right. Just buzzed and standing. It looked like he was just like chugging whiskey though. I don't care for it.
The absinthe, the appearance of the bottle of absinthe seemed to be the signal, a death knell for anyone's hopes of not being super fucked up.
Right. So Sydney is like, when I'm drunk, I just need a body next to me. And so she starts trying to make out with Allie. And Gary's like flirting with Allie, and she says that she's undecided about him and whatever. And then that leads to like Gary and Sydney. They start canoodling under a
Sydney
a
just
towel.
Gets jealous too that Gary is hitting on Allie. So Sydney's like, "Oh hey Gary, what are you doing? Oh hey, let's go over here and just like give you a hand job under a towel in front of everybody." And then everybody else is mad because they're like, don't hook up in front of everyone. Ew.
They're also like, that's a bad idea. He's your boss.
I mean, they're right. They're too drunk to listen to them, but they're like, don't hook up with your boss on the first night that we're partying.
Under a towel on the deck.
It was very like junior high and an amazing
weird. They were all so drunk. It was like really silly. Anyway, yeah, Jean Luc goes to bed and he like vomits a ton, and Colin calls it a chunder. He's like, how's your chunder?
That's what they say in Australia.
I guess so, baby.
I just know from the song The Land Down Under.
Yeah. So the girls literally like lock Gary out of their room to get him to leave them alone.
And then they're all like, we're touching boobs. You can't see.
And he's like, ah! Like can't handle it.
We're all naked in here. We're rubbing our bodies up on each other with oils and lotions. And no, you're not allowed in because you're a boy.
And like, now we're going to bed. And he's like, oh, Gary's like classic drunk. He's like, oh, you guys are going to bed? What the fuck? And it's like, dude, go away.
Like, end of the party, like, what? We just started.
Yeah.
The night just begun. It's like, no, it's 5 a.m.
Yeah. And
gotta
like,
clean the yacht.
they keep like cutting to Glenn in his room in the night vision being like, looking up like, who's being so loud? Who's being so loud out there? Hey guys, be quiet.
A Keebler elf is just trying to sleep.
Hey guys, I'm in my tree. Gotta get up early and make cookies, so if you guys
Gotta
can just
make
keep it down.
cookies.
Poor guy. There's no, with Gary as his roommate, that sucks.
I mean, if his roommate was Jean Luc, they would just be like the Princess Bride. Just like Andre the Giant and Wallace Shawn.
Yeah. But even so, like, could you imagine, like, Gary comes in drunk and has to try and, like, crawl into his bunk over you?
He's probably just worried he's going to crawl into bed with Captain Glenn and then accidentally get a huge boner and be like, oh no, my boner.
That's
Oh no, I'm turned on by everything.
I know. He is the fucking... He's just such a weird character. Yeah, so anyway, whatever. They're being... Gary's doesn't want to go to bed, so Sydney is still up, and they go into a guest cabin together, and they're, like, starting to, like, drunkenly hook up. And then Sydney starts being like, I'm the most attractive girl here, right? On board. And Gary will not confirm this. And she's like, I know I am, so... I was like, geez, dude,
They
this
start
sucks.
to hook up and Gary starts to say, you know, this is a one-time thing, right?
Yeah, he's like, this is not seasonal. This is not a seasonal hookup. This is a one-night stand. And she's like, yeah, totally. And I'm like, ugh.
Oh, it's James and what's her name all over again. I
Yeah.
can feel it.
I hope she's chill, dude. 'Cause
She's
Gary
totally
sucks.
No, it's perfect though, because he picked the one who's going to fatal attraction him.
No. She's like, I grew up on a boat. There's no footprint of where I live.
Well, I feel like he said, like, people do that, but it's always seems so stupid. It's like, either tell her before you're going to hook up that you only want a one night stand, and then you give her the option to be like, oh, I don't want that, bye. Or to be like, okay, I don't want that, but you warned me. So like, it's my fault now for going through with it. Or tell them afterwards, after you hook up, you know, then you're an asshole, but you didn't like completely destroy the moment where you were going to hook up with like, hey, you know, this is never going to happen again, right? Like,
well, I think he told her in that moment, which was like awkward. So I don't think, like, she was too drunk. She didn't care, you know. She like she said, she just wants a
didn't
drunk
care.
body next to her.
Right, but it's just like, just make out and shoot first and ask questions later.
Yeah. I thought he was kind of, I don't know. I mean, it looks like in the upcoming, it sounds like they don't even talk about it, but they should definitely talk about it.
Oh, well, it sounds like he just pretends that she doesn't exist and it
Yeah.
didn't happen. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Even though she's like his best deckhand. Unfortunate. Well, the episode ends with Jean Luc like drunkenly mumbling to himself about shit and like Colin just laughing at him the whole time. And that's where the episode ends.
Great episode. And another great episode of Deckheads Chief Stews.
Yes, thank you for joining us. I have hit the music, Zach. We have a new beat that engineer Zach made.
Yeah, thank you to engineer Zach for making this happen.
Here's another little Jimmy Jam for you guys.
I really like it. It's really growing on me just
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah. So, Below Deck Sailing Yacht Season 2 Episode 2 recap is finished. Someone at NYC Justice said, is this yacht rock? Technically. If we play it on here, it is.
If the yacht is rocking.
Don't come knocking. If the yacht is rocking. Wow. What are your predictions for this season? Are you excited for anyone else to hook up? What are you hoping to see?
The preview for next week looked really exciting. 'Cause
Yeah.
it looked like
Looks like we got some corona.
yeah, no spoilers, but it looked like there's a new charter guest called coronavirus.
Yeah, which doesn't make sense. How did it get there? I thought they were supposed to be on this.
I don't know.
Huh.
We're gonna find out. I wonder if they'll break the fourth wall. That would be new for the show.
That would be. I am curious. Huh. They would really have to explain, like, this person claimed. Well, the thing is, like, I really need to know what they're doing to get these, because clearly they're quarantining, whatever 14 days it sounds like. But are they testing are they rapid testing these people, or are they just doing the like classic useless temperature checks? Because temperature checks aren't really the most effective, like, at all.
I don't know. It's gonna carry me through the week trying to find out.
I might have to look it up.
You can tell me off the air.
Jackson Cable TV sent us a tweet from Bravo. Oh, they said it's Yachty's Gone Wild. Because all the girls are like, yeah, woo! It's pretty fun.
It's a fun show. It's a fun time.
Well, guys, thank you so much. Until next week. Oh, we got tip 22K for this episode.
Cheers.
Yeah, I love. Woo! We've done it, baby. We've made our money.
We did it.
Again, we have to split it 3 ways, unfortunately.
Well, now we can party in the hot tub.
Now we're gonna go take our tip, buy my boat alimony, buy her boat Anna. Zach, what would you call your boat? What would you call your boat?
My boat?
Yeah, your boat.
Keanu.
Okay, Zach would call his boat Keanu, which is...
How about a boat called Wilson?
Yeah, the boat should be called Wilson. With Keanu can be your mermaid at the top, your wood-carved mermaid, Keanu Reeves. Zach loves Keanu Reeves.
I mean, he's a human.
Okay. It's true. The Keanu-sance is here. All right. Guys, thank you so much. We're outie. We're going to go away. We're going to go hang out. All right, guys. Enjoy the quick music while we listen to the beats again.
See you in the hot tub on deck.
Ooh, yeah, we should all get in a hot tub together one day. Every single person who watched this live stream, all of us are gonna get in one hot tub one day. Don't worry, I promise you. We're all gonna be vaccinated. We're all gonna be in a hot tub. It's gonna be a wild time.
Can't wait.
Go buy your Fenty lipstick. Brought to you by Fenty. Just kidding. Could you imagine? All right. Bye. I don't know how to stop anything. Oh, yeah.
You did it.